Hello and welcome parents. Today we will be focusing closely on why it is important that our contemporary students gain an outstanding 21st century adapted literacy education. So our first key point. What should being literate look like in the 21st century for your child, according to the latest research? Being literate is about making and understanding meaningful exchanges. Before this happens, the student must have a grasp of semiotics, while learning through a combination of images, words, gestures, music, and objects. It is essential to note that spoken language is enormously important and only one way in which we make meaning. Multiliteracies include digital, visual, oral, spatial, and gestural elements. By combining these, we have a complex layering of meaning that begins to develop in your child's mind, just like the layers that make up the harmonious package of a symphony orchestra. And how does contemporary literacy shape your child's social world? Students are growing up in an increasingly complex and information-saturated world. But, as the New London Group explains, a multiliteracy approach may enable your child to overcome these challenges by, firstly, providing access to the evolving language of work, power, and community, and secondly, fostering the critical engagement necessary for them to design their social futures and achieve success through fulfilling employment. To live in the 21st century, all students need to be prepared to construct, interpret, and critique a range of multimodal texts. What is the most effective way that any student can learn? What about English as a second language students and disadvantaged students in particular? The answer is through multimodal literacy, by creating, reading, and evaluating in a variety of different modes. This is where I'm here to help, as your child's teacher. We are all visual learners. We are all auditory learners, not just some of us. Now, how can I maintain novelty in the classroom? Well, multimodality can be the most enjoyable way for your child to learn in the classroom, because it will appeal to their interests in some form and motivate them to become a more engaged learner. I want my students to have fun and adapting to the nature of our world, whether it be navigating an educational website, reading a map, or using other forms of modern technology. Now that we have covered the why, this is how we will incorporate 21st century literacies into teaching and learning practices within the school. The 4 resources model is one framework I will use to allow my students to construct a deeper understanding of texts. This is achieved through 4 components: code breaking, text participant, text user, and text analyst. These enable technical reading skills, understanding the reader's context, understanding the social context of a text, and understanding the creative and critical thinking components to text consumption, respectively. The Australian English curriculum promotes that students should learn skills needed for education, training, and the workplace. And guided engagement with multimodal literacy does exactly that. We as teachers want our students to become good citizens, and by implementing the Australian curriculum, your child can become an informed citizen, an ethical citizen, and therefore a thoughtful and active citizen. This presentation has covered a few key points, but why is this all important? The answer is that being 21st century literate is about the power of being a critical thinker, the beauty of having cultural knowledge, and the grounding that this provides. If you want your child to be confident, influential, and respectable, then you should join me in engaging them in contemporary literacy and meaning making. Thank you for taking part in this presentation, and may your child have an enriching multimodal education.